Yo, what's going on, guys? And today we'll be doing our Boston Celtics versus the Orlando Magic series preview. And as always, before we start, if you just want to hear my prediction, skip to the end of the video, usually the last 2 or 3 minutes of the video. And now, what I want to talk about, of course, is this series. I want to hear your thoughts. Who's going to win? I think people are obviously going to lean Boston, but we're going to break down both teams and discuss it and what we see and what we believe could, may, or may not happen. Like, comment, and subscribe. So we're just going to real quickly talk about what we saw Orlando do in the game where the Magic were able to stifle the Hawks. And the Hawks were a team that obviously they're not the same 3-point shooting team that a team like the Celtics are, who are the best 3-point shooting team in the NBA. But I think what they were able to do in terms of playing with size and stopping the opponent's offense is something that they can make Boston's life miserable. And I gotta stop saying obviously, but one thing I'd like to note, last year, the Orlando Magic, if I recall correctly off the top of the dome, is they won the season series. And a large part was they were the bigger team. And I think Kristaps wasn't in most of those matchups, so it's a different beast. But the Magic were able to take down the Hawks 120-95. And their defense is what's their calling card. They were able to build a team with tall, lanky players who don't need to have a good shooting night to win. And this is the biggest weakness that Orlando has, and it comes down to their offensive stagnation. They stagnate. They shot 28% from deep, and they allow teams to come back even if they build a 20-point lead due to that offense stagnating. And the Celtics are a team that they're going to be facing the defending champions in Boston, which, if you guys didn't know, Boston's out here moving the rock. Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Drew Holiday, Derek White, Payne Pritchard, Kristaps Porzingis, Al Horford, Sam Hauser. Am I forgetting someone who can shoot a three? So there's going to be a lot of skill on the floor. A lot of people are going to say too much skill for Orlando to win more than one game, but without being able to shoot better than they did today. And the Celtics finished with the second best offense. They hit almost, 18 threes a night, while the Magic finished last in 3-point percentage, making a league worst 11.2 trays. And I think the crazy part is that you saw a anemic offense. Like, they literally cannot shoot from three. And one might say they were helped by an abysmal night from the Atlanta Hawks, which led to them having a chance to win this game while not being able to shoot themselves. So one thing I want to bring up now is the Magic. They're number one in opponent points per game, but they struggle to generate offense. As we said, 28th in points per game themselves, 30th in 3-point percentage. They don't have enough playmakers, and their spacing is a struggle. While the Celtics, they're the most complete team in the league, elite shooting, spacing, defensive discipline, top 3 net rating, 3-point makes, opponent control. They're just a two-way team. And my thoughts is, obviously, I want to make this clear. Guess who's number 2 in opponent's points per game? The Celtics. So the Magic, not only do they struggle both in ball movement, spacing, and just efficiency, the Celtics are the greatest blend of both. Now, I'm going to shift over. Well, I feel like we just didn't talk about the depth that the Magic are running with. And this is due to obviously injuries and stuff. But Anthony Black's out. I love Anthony Black. I think he's really good. And he's one of my favorite guys to watch. And Jaylen Suggs out for the season. They're starting Corey Joseph, which is crazy at times to think. Like, they had to start him for him. I'm sorry. I think when you look at, and that's the thing, Franz Wagner, Wendell Carter Jr., Paolo Banchero, I just don't think, and I grew up an Orlando Magic fan. I have a lot of like nostalgia for them. But you're looking, even if Drew Holiday lost a step, he's still an elite defender who's a complimentary scorer and playmaker who this season, even though it's not his best three-point shooting year, he can somewhat reliably still space the floor. You got Derek White, who's gone from reliable defensive glue guy to Swiss Army knife, elite shooter and shot blocker from the wing position. Jaylen Brown, the perfect secondary complementary scorer that you want. Like, so much. So that's where I sit here, not like, guys, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say it's going to be a gentleman's sweep. Gentleman's sweep. That's 4-1, right? You got Jayson Tatum, who's, I think, one of the most underrated players, MVP candidate regularly, who's been putting up that level of production. If it wasn't for the greatest player of all time, arguably, not saying Jokic is, but like, he might go down as statistically one of them, playing in the same generation, and Giannis and Luka, and now Victor Wembanyama. Like, Jayson Tatum might just get screwed. And then you have Kristaps Porzingis, who just makes his team even better. Like, they're good without him, and they could probably win a championship. And then in that one game he did play, oh my God. He's just the elite super unicorn, the original unicorn, stretch big, rim protector when healthy. Then you have the microwave three-point shooter off the bench and Peyton Pritchard, who's going to win Sixth Man of the Year most likely. The old reliable and Al Horford veteran floor spacer who anchors the defensive unit. The lethal catch and shoot wing in Sam Hauser. And then Luke Cornett's kind of like this weird lob threat, reliable center who's evolved. And then Neemias Queta is another rim protector they have who I love. Torrey Craig and Baylor Shireman to break the glass. Same thing with J.D. Davison and Jordan Walsh. But, man, their starting five is elite. They have a great bench. Porzingis is just a sweetener on top. It's just going to be rough for the Magic to win this if they were. So that's where I want to hear your guys' thoughts. And by the way, sorry for no picture, like no video and stuff. Just I'm on the road right now and I want to hear your opinions. What do you guys think? And yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to say the least with how this is all going to come out. My biggest concern is just, I guess, like an injury or something. But yeah, crazy to think that that's how it wraps up. Let me hear your thoughts if there was anything else. That's it from you guys. Peace. Ooh.